Motorcycles are my favorite thing on the planet. They've brought me most of the best experiences in my life, many of my close friends, pay for my taco habit, and never cease to hold my attention or fascination. They're a thing I will never perfect, but something I intend to spend the better part of my life trying to master. One of the things that was alluring about a career writing about motorcycles is that it was really the only way I could get my multi-riding style fix, as I still can't seem to pick one style of bike or riding over the others. Which, looking back, is amusing, as I started on a strict diet of cafe racers, all but certain that everyone else was just doing it wrong. Sport bikes were uncomfortable and for Power Rangers, dirt bikes for bros, and cruisers for pirates, and all of them were for guys who needed to prove way too much. No, the irony is not lost on me. But then I started experiencing the different types of riding, and learning that each of them was as interesting and difficult and fun as the next. I know I'm sort of preaching to the choir here, as motorcyclists who take their interest in bikes past riding and into reading about them often feel the same, but stay with me. Because here's the thing, my love for riding doesn't just stop at two wheels. I know, a blasphemous thing to admit. This sort of nonsense was tolerable when I wrote for the folks over at Jalopnik, but you'd think Canet, Hoyer, and Adams wouldn't permit that sort of infidelity in these hallowed walls. Sadly, my curiosity and enthusiasm for all things that go vroom can't be cured. I mean, I even had fun in the Polaris slingshot, and I've had the audacity to try to bring some of that to a name as prestigious as Cycle World. Don't worry, motorcycles will always be our focus, but I might sneak in an ATV, side-by-side, snowmobile, or something like this personal watercraft, PWC, in every once in a while. With that said, I begged and pleaded for permission to go test the new Doo Spark Trixx. I got the opportunity to go test the Spark when it was first released in 2013, and I was incredibly impressed by its ability to provide a motorcycle-like experience on the water. Like in the motorcycle world, many personal watercraft had become monstrous machines, with the top-spec skis getting superchargers, suspension and braking systems, and making 300 horsepower. When the Spark was released, it was half the size, price, and weight of anything else on the market. Its base model started around $5,000, a few dudes could pick it up off the ground easily, and you could tow a pair of them behind the Ford Fiesta. They can be used in incredibly shallow water, remain fun to ride in bodies of water with limited space, and their place in the whole water world seemed very similar to the 300cc class bikes that had come out the year prior in the motorcycle world. Better yet, I had an absolute blast at the launch. Riding one felt pretty similar to riding an ATV in terms of how to move on them, and, with my girlish figure meant leaping them out of the water was a cinch. So, when the nice Sea-Doo man called me and told me they had a new version that would make all the shenanigans easier to get into, I marched my ass down to Mark Hoyer's office and started telling him what a great and wonderful and understanding boss he was. Either he was drunk or my flattery worked, but he said I could go as long as it could wheel. I was in luck.